Problems. Hey you guys, it's me Clarissa here on Clarissa Says, where Clarissa says it all and that is how I feel. So if you guys have not heard about this, don't know what I'm talking about, like this video is for you. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do know what I'm talking about when it comes down to this video, but I just wanted to go ahead and give a quick synopsis of what is really going on in the government like now. If you guys have not heard this story or what's going on and you're on my channel, please watch this video. I'm going to give you all the details of what is going on right now in the government. I'm going to break down some terms for you guys, some situations, and give you guys a little bit of knowledge of what is going on currently. So if you guys have not already seen the title, this is a video about the government shutdown. Now, this is during the Trump presidency, okay? There was another shutdown back in 2013 dealing with the Obamacare situation where Obama wanted to have Obamacare, which is for healthcare for people that they basically cannot afford to get healthcare, for companies that want to break. They basically help with giving those companies the access to have healthcare for their employees, and for people that just wanted to have healthcare altogether and could afford it and didn't have enough money, basically didn't want to pay the high rates. Obamacare was another option. A lot of Obamacare programs was through United Healthcare, some other places, but altogether is about, getting Obamacare. So for those that do not even know what's going on with the government shutdown, that's just an example of what were one of the things that a shutdown was for. And in Obamacare, well, Obama had the shutdown for 3 days. And that's just an example. But we're talking about today, January the 7th, 2019, number 16, day 16 of the government shutdown with President Donald Trump, okay? So for those of you that don't know what a shutdown is, I'm going to go ahead and read it for you guys so that you can go ahead and know. Okay, so in the United States politics, and this is coming from basically Google, what is government shutdown, if you guys want to know. A government shutdown occurs when a Congress fails to pass sufficient appropriations, bills, or continuing resolutions to fund federal government operations and agencies, or the president refuses to sign into laws such as bills or resolutions. In such cases, the current interpretation of the Anti-Deficiency Act requires that the federal government begin a shutdown of the affected activities involving the furlough of non-essential personnel and curtailment of agency activities and services. Essential employees are still required to work without pay. Work without pay. Until the government reopens, when they will then receive back pay for their services, okay? These employees may include medical professionals in the Veterans Hospital, TSA, the IRS, any federal prison guards, any federal worker with the state or with the United States. They're not getting paid. So correction officers were giving steaks to inmates when they weren't even getting their paychecks. TSA workers were not coming into work recently and calling in sick, so therefore they don't get fired, because if you don't come to work, they're gonna fire you. Once it's all done and once this all is finished, if you do not come to work during this time, when it's done, they are going to fire you. And there's gonna be a whole bunch of people looking for your job, because people want jobs. And yeah, so people are not getting paid right now. People are not getting paid. If you're a federal employee, like I said, IRS, they're not getting paid. TSA, they're not getting paid. Anything federal, you're not getting paid. So that's another reason why right now it is tax season, but nobody's getting their taxes right now. It's no reason for you to send them in right now, because either way, if you want to send them in and have them in early, great, because I have already done my taxes, but I've not been able to send them in until you're set to do like that, because the IRS is shut down. And I'm just saying, this is like the perfect time for Donald Trump to do something like this, because let's be real, we are all sitting here trying to figure out when we get our taxes, like that tax money comes in handy, and this is the time. Of course, he could do this whole entire year, he could do the shutdown. This whole entire year, he could do the shutdown. Why now? Why now when tax season? Why? Anyways, y'all. So that's what a government shutdown is. Now, what's going on with Donald Trump is, for those of you that do not know why we're currently in a shutdown, I'm going to fill you guys in. So what's going on with Donald Trump is basically how we all know, if you do not know, during the election when he was like originally, running for president, he basically said that he wanted to build a wall. Okay, I feel like this is BS. There's some other underlining, things that he wants and needs, or whatever that he desires, and he wants to use our tax dollars, our American funds for it. And our Congress did not agree. So has not been any bills, any documents basically approving the progress for a wall to be built. So we all know during his election, he said he's going to build a wall separating Mexico from America. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people listen to the news and do not actually do their research. But if you guys do not know, Mexico, the border of Mexico, most of it is actually wetland. Most of it is actually water. It's not even it's dry land for people to cross over. And there are people that literally live in Mexico and drive from Texas, go from Mexico to Texas, back and forth from Texas to Mexico, because it is literally if, say for instance, you go from Alabama to Atlanta, or from Florida to Alabama to Georgia, or from Florida to Georgia, once you hit out of Jacksonville, it's like Georgia. Literally, there's some people that lives in Georgia and go to school in Jacksonville, because it's it's not it's just there. It's connected, it's land, So basically, he's trying to get a wall built to stop people that are coming over that are immigrants from Mexico. But the issue is that most of the people that are coming over from Mexico, if they are coming over illegally, it's because it's from politics, their political reasons are why they're fleeing their place, where they reside, There are reasons why. And so I don't feel like a wall being built is going to solve the problem if it does get down to that issue. Now, we did not agree to build this wall. We have not agreed to build this wall. And if you do your research on Donald Trump, his party has said that this wall wasn't even supposed to be something that was supposed to be taken seriously. It was just a tactic to use to get people to vote for him. But he did promise this wall, and people on his party, on his side, people he talks to, are stuck on this wall. People that support Donald Trump. It's not all of his supporters, of course. I'm not saying that, but there are some supporters that say, hey, you say you're going to build this wall. He made this big hurrah with people that do not have knowledge and do not actually get it, that this wall going to be built up and that's going to solve all their problems, and they really believe this. So when you give people head, people support that kind of stuff, and that's really where we're at right now, where there's supporters of Donald Trump building this wall. Now, we already said, the Congress and everybody said that they're not going to do this wall, and they have not done this wall, okay? I mean, there was some moves toward it, but nothing drastic. And so because of this reason, that's the reason why they're going out publicly saying that they want to build this wall, and they're shutting down the government because they don't have the funds to do it. So what happens when they shut down the government, there's now funds being stacked up. If federal employees are not going to work, that means there's no money going towards them for pay. And it's been over 3 weeks. So basically, this is going into a month, almost a month. So soon a month. That means 2 weeks. Then that's why twice. So that's 4 weeks of no pay. You imagine how much money that's stacked up now, because you have 4 weeks going soon to be of employees worldwide across America. Okay, fine, I should say worldwide, but all the way across America, not just here. It's United States, all across the United States that are not working. You guys think about how much money that is that's just pooling in, that they're not pushing out. Think about it, you guys. Not only that, the buildings are not open. There's no light bills because there's no bills. There's no lights on. You see what I'm saying? You're getting the water bill. There's no water being used. you know, the money is stacking up. And I'm a very silly person, but I'm trying to really be as serious as possible, because this is something that's very serious, you guys. Like, seriously. Okay, so like I said, I do not believe that the money, well, the amount of money altogether that it will cost for the building of this wall will be $500 million. Okay, $500 million. That's the amount that, you know, has been pushed out there. Of course, there's dividends in between. You know, you can subtract right now what he's saying that he needs. I think he said he needs 30 million to start the project. But altogether, it is $500 million that that he would need to do this project. And if you guys have any, you know, any say so of what is going on now with that money, with that number, or where they're at with that number, or what's going on with that number, please go ahead and put it in the comment down below so we can go ahead and talk about that. Now, not only has the TSA, the federal people, you know, people that work for federal agencies, have not been able to go to work. Food stamps has also stopped. And I'm going to go ahead and read this article to you from CBS News. And I'm going to try to keep this video kind of short, so I'm not going to go over 20 minutes, but this is knowledge, you guys, and you don't want to miss it. So, millions could face severe cuts to food stamps due to government shutdown. Okay, so this article came out on January 6, 2019, and it was written by Grace Seegers. Okay, well, it was updated on the 6th. So basically, the partial government shutdown glided into this third week on Saturday with no end in sight. I don't think it's going to end within this month. It might, but I don't think so. If the government is not reopened before February, millions of Americans will receive benefits from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP. The National Food Stamp Program could have their assistance disrupted. So, people who receive food stamps, SNAP, S-N-A-P, you know, that Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program will get disrupted in February because they do it in arrears. So December has already been pushed out, so now it's January. If they don't reopen by February, there's no food stamps going out to you people. And at the same time, I feel like that may be a good thing and a bad thing, because people need to get off their butts and stop trying to use food stamps when they can go out and find a job. And not everybody has the opportunity to do so. People that do not have the opportunity to do so, then great. Food stamps is great. But for those people that can get up and find a job and they're just using the system, working the minimum hours just to be able to get food stamps, I have an issue with that. I'm just saying. Get up, find another job, find 2 jobs, find 3 jobs, find work that you can get money, stack your money up, and, you know, elevate yourself in this society. People that can't do that, I understand completely. I'm not saying that food stamps is bad. I'm saying people that abuse food stamps, that's what the issue is. And that's what's going on across the United States. A lot of people are abusing food stamps. So, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which oversees SNAP at the federal level, is one of the agencies unfunded during the partial government shutdown. Although SNAP is automatically renewed, it has not been allocated funding from Congress beyond January. Congress has appropriated $3 billion in emergency funds for SNAP distribution, but that would not cover all of February's obligations. So, if they have a $3 billion in emergency funds, $3 billion, how much money do you think they're spending on SNAP? If that $3 billion do not cover all of February, and February is a short month, y'all, how much money is the government spending on food for people that have food stamps? Like, that's mind-boggling. And, okay, in September 2018, the last month for which data is available was $4.7 billion in SNAP. Benefits were dispersed throughout every state. Okay, so $4.7 billion in SNAPs in September was that was the amount of money that was dispersed throughout each and every state of the U.S. Okay, if the shutdown continues through March, there will be no remaining funding for SNAP, endangering food security for millions of Americans. Now, that's a bad and a good thing, because a lot of people are going to get off their butt and say, you know what, I'm not going to be worried about this government. They're not going to feed me. I'm going to feed myself. And that's when you become self-empowered. For those people that cannot do that, they're going to struggle. And that's when you guys need to come and help out those people that cannot do for themselves. If you can do it for yourself, get off your lazy ass. If you can't do it for yourself, help the next person, because that's what we need at that time when it's going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. So you guys be prepared. Save yourself now. If you got stamps, save your stamps now. If you're going to go to the store, go to Costco stamps, stack up your food. You know, I don't have food stamps. I pay my food, so I'm not really worried about that. But people that do, you know, be prepared. Do not be stupid. Be prepared, okay? And I hope you guys watch this video to the end, for real. So, other programs are even more immediate danger than SNAP. The food distribution program of Indian reservations and the special supplemental nutrition program for women, infants, and children. WIC. WIC is also being cut. Anything food stamps, WIC, or anything related with food from the government, it's going to be cut. Okay, I'm not going to read this whole entire article. I'm going to skip some things down. In the first 5 months of 2018, around 7 million Americans received WIC benefits. And WIC is provided for pregnant, postpartum, and breastfeeding women, infants, and children up to 5 years old who will fall under within the poverty index and are at nutritional risk. So if you fall under that poverty index, or are putting yourself in that poverty index, and you do not have to be, this is a time where you can stand up and really like grind in 2019. Be the best you can, and that does not have to include federal assistance. Does not have to include government assistance. If you don't call it federal assistance, does not have to include you getting food stamps. This includes you getting up. This includes you going to work, finding more jobs that are offered to you that you can actually get, working those hours, and, you know, helping each other out. If one woman has to go work at this time on her job, guess who's going to watch? Because she's off. If you don't have to work and she can work at that time, guess who's going to watch her kids? Because you're off. You know, help each other out. Come back to being family oriented. Even though you're in a community, help out the community. Community is supposed to be, you know, somewhere in some place you can help out each other. And this is the time where you should do that and help each other out to be able to grind and get to the top, you know, as high as you can be possibly in your reality. Because for a lot of people, food stamps have held you back. You can go and get a quick, literally 3-month course and do phlebotomy, and you can be working with, you know, getting paid a lot more than you are as a, you know, fast food worker, or a, you know, worker that works just minimum wage. Because it doesn't have to be just fast food. It can be retail, whatever offers minimum wage. You can go and get a phlebotomy thing for 3 months, and you don't have to pay for it because it's government assistance. I mean, not government assistance. You have financial aid because you will fall on the poverty line. And you'll be able to get, you know, your trade. Get trades. You guys get trades. If you don't understand anything I said or take anything I said from this video, get trades and work. And then find and have a fast food job or a retail job on the side. That means I said 2 jobs. I didn't say 1. I said 2. I didn't say quit your job that you already have. I said get it about me, which is a trade or some form of a trade. I don't care what trade it is. Something that you are going to work in. And then keep your job you already had. Work that job. Get your license. Get your certification. And then have 2 jobs with assets. One that you know you have benefits, one you have another benefits as well, one that you know that you're going to continue to do with your life and get as many as you can, hell. And then the other one that you know that's your backup plan, you need money come in for gas, whatever, food. There you go. This one's to help your bills, this one's to help your food and your gas and your play money. Figure it out, you guys. Okay. So with that being said, I feel as though on that note, it's going to wake people up. So like if it does get to February, which I do think is going to get to February, people are going to wake up and say, hey, I have to smell the roses. I need to get off my butt. I need to do something for my kids, for myself. And I have to figure it out because the government is not going to help me out at this point in time. So personally, I don't feel like that's a bad thing. It could be a bad thing for some people. But for a lot of people, if they wake up, it may actually help you in the long run. So let's get back to Donald Trump. So Donald Trump, and all of this is happening because of the government shutdown that Donald Trump has not had. He wants this $500 million. He wants this money. He's like, hey, however many days it's going to take for me to get what I want, to rack up that bunch of money, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So again, when I mentioned the $1 billion numbers, that is money that is granted. They have to sign for those numbers to be pushed out. And that's not even given to one time. So you got to understand this money that Donald Trump wants has to be, you know, if he's going to use those funds, we do not get those funds to the people, You know, it's still going to be divided and, you know, separated. So these funds do not just get pushed out. Okay, fine. He didn't give, for instance, when I mentioned, where is it? When I mentioned in September, the data shows that was $4.7 billion in benefits dispersed through every state the last month. That does not mean that $4.7 billion is going to go to, you know, be in the system. It's going to be in the system, but he can't just say, hey, you have $4.7 billion that was not given to SNAP benefits. Let's use the $4.7. Like, it doesn't work that way, okay? But that is in the overall goal. That's his overall goal. Like, we didn't use as much money. You guys can now afford to fund this wall that I promised, that I said I want to get. And it's just, anybody has common sense will know that it's not about the wall. He wants this money for his own personal use. Whatever goal that he has, which I don't know, I want to try to find out. If you guys know, put it in the comment section down below. Please put it in the comment section down below. But there's something that all Americans are missing, because most of the wetland, most of the area of Mexico is a wetland. So it just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. There's something that we're missing when it comes down to why he wants this money. And so, to sum it up, because I want this video too long, that's what's going on. It's been about 16 days since we've been on a government shutdown. 16 work days. If you want to do real days, okay, so it's been 3 weeks. So 7 times 3, 21 days since we've been on this shutdown. 22 days, we include today, but we're talking about work weeks, but even includes weekends. It's been about 21 days since we've been on this shutdown, and I really don't see it letting up anytime soon, to be honest. So be prepared, be prepared, be prepared. Like, be prepared, so I can say, I don't want to ramble on anymore. Well, I'm not rambling, to be honest. But I don't want to go in any further in this video, because I don't want it to be too long for you guys to enjoy and actually get knowledge. I hope you guys watch this video down to the very last second. If you're new to my channel, hi! Thank you for subscribing to my channel today. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. If you are a returning subscriber, hey fam, thank you for joining my video today. I'll see you on my next one. If you are not following me on my Instagram, go ahead and follow me on Clarissa Says, which is spelled KLARISSICASAYS. If you are also not following me on Snapchat, find me on Snap at Clarissa Says as well. I just gave you the spelling. Go ahead and rewind and replay my spelling. I'm not spelling my name again. With that being said, y'all, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed and gained some knowledge.
Big boy on the track.